Hey everyone, I am Gini Dietrich. Welcome to our second edition of the Spin Sucks Inquisition on video. We're trying this out for December, so we'll see how it goes. My guest today is someone who is near and dear to my heart. I'm going to let her introduce herself. Tell us who you are and what you do.
Hi, Gini. My name's Lubna Sadik, and I have been working with Gini and the wonderful team at Dietrich for the last 6 months.
At least, yeah.
A little over 6 months, and I do content and hope to get into a little more of the strategy side of the year. And yeah. And I'm part of the Ottawa Canadian representation of the international team.
I saw that Karen Wilson posted on Facebook something like the president of the women's entrepreneur
business network.
Yeah. The president of the Women's Business Network, that's me, is very excited to invite you too. I was like, that's funny. You guys are funny. I love my Canadians.
Although she's from Florida, right?
Yeah, she is from Florida, that's true. And she said, I'm complaining about how warm it is here right now. Is it warm there? You guys have really warm weather too, right?
Yeah. I'm not complaining.
Great, I feel like I'm at home.
Yeah, I'm not complaining.
I'm complaining. Yeah. I want snow. It is December. There's supposed to be snow at Christmas time. Every single Christmas movie has snow on the ground. It is supposed to be snowing right now. This is
I'll give you snow on Christmas, but then that's it. We can take it away by.
No, there has to be snow at least from Christmas through my birthday, which is the middle of February.
Okay, that's fair.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm glad we came to
Not that we've agreed.
Right. Not like Mother Nature has anything to do with it or anything. Global warming or anything like that. All right, let's get to the Inquisition. I told you this was going to go wee. What is the biggest mistake you've made? And because I've asked you this on the Inquisition before, I'm going to say not in your career, but in the last 6 months.
Okay, so I'm not sure if it's necessarily in the career, but it affects my career a little bit. But so I think it was 2 days before you got in touch with me back in May. I made the decision to pull my kids out of childcare because I didn't have a full plate. I had a couple clients and I said, you know what? I'm home and free by the time I have to get them, which is around 3:30. So why am I paying an hour before, an hour after? I might as well save that money. 2 days later, So yeah. So that's been a juggle, and it's amazing how much that hour before and after makes a difference. So as you know, I'm always writing, I'll be back in half an hour. Yeah. So
well, I think too that part of the flexibility of being a virtual organization allows you
exactly. Yeah. So it works in this situation, and for most times, as long as there isn't a client call or something, right? But
yeah. And I think you're pretty good about saying like, I can do this and this, and then I think we all try to work around that. I mean, I know we have one meeting next week that I couldn't avoid those hours, but I do try to manage through that for you too.
Yeah, and then I have some flexibility on my end too, based on what my husband can and cannot do, so that helps too.
Yes, tell him thank you. What industry advice or practice would you most like to cry foul on?
So the blanket pitches are bad enough when you get them in your email box or through your blog content form. It's so much worse when they're in person. It's like, you don't have time to get out much. And when you do, and you're at an event where you actually have the opportunity to get to know the person, and it's a blanket pitch. It's like they didn't hear who you are, what they do, what you could or could not be interested in. And I'm too polite to kind of stop it. So, and it helps when,
How long have you been in Canada? It's rubbing off on you.
Oh, yeah. Almost 20 years.
Oh, yeah. The politeness is rubbing off.
Yeah. Yeah.
I would say, too, in addition to that, I totally agree with that, but also the, when you meet somebody online and you have this picture in your head of what they should look like because of the pictures they use on the web, and then you meet them and the pictures have to be like 30 years old. What?
Deceived.
Yeah, it's bad. It's really bad. What do you think one of the biggest trends going into the new year is going to be?
I think we've heard a lot of people talk about it. I think Karina mentioned it last week as well about visual and video. And because it's a trend that everyone's writing about or talking about, I think we'll see it a lot. But that's where the opportunity is to actually try and stand out. If everyone's doing visual, if everyone's doing blab, and how do you become different? And I think that's where analytics comes in. So it's really targeted, customized, tailored analytics to really understand who your audience is and what they want to see.
See the hearts going from your word mouth analytics to my ears.
Yes, can you please do more of that? Can I be?
So Facebook just announced that everybody's going to be like getting live streaming on their accounts. So I think we're all going to be hanging out in the Truman Show. Like, I mean, I don't really know the purpose of live streaming yet.
Yeah.
It'd be interesting. And like Karina and I talked about last week, there aren't brands that are doing it yet. So it'll be interesting to see how brands do it. There are some personal brands that are doing it really well. I love what Scott Monty's doing. But it'll be interesting to see if brands, and what we do, because I don't know what we're going to do yet either.
Right. Which is the fun part about working here too, because, we try and get ahead of the trends, and you do try to do everything first and see how it works before rolling it out.
I need vacation though, so right now I'm like, no live streaming, no. What is I almost feel like I should answer this question. What's the one thing you think would be most surprising to people? Just knowing you online, and if they met you in person, what would be surprising?
I think anybody who met me now or has known me in the last several years would be shocked to find out that I was so shy and meek growing up. Because if you meet me now, I can talk and talk and talk.
Yes,
and
probably
hold my own in most situations and most big or small events. But growing up, I was really, really shy.
Did you just outgrow it, or was it something that you worked really hard?
I think I just outgrew it. Sometimes I look back, and I remember there was a school play once, and I had to just say one line, and the teacher picked me to say one line, and I was so soft-spoken that she put me back and picked me up instead.
Like, no, never mind.
Yeah. And now looking back, it's like, what was wrong with me? Yeah, I just think I outgrew it. Yeah.
Are either of your boys shy?
My older one is not. My younger one, he's just 5, so it's hard to tell. Yeah, so far. I think I was always the youngest too. Like I was always the youngest in my class. And actually, before, like when I moved to Boston, my guidance counselor at the time told my mom because I just moved countries, said she's so young, she doesn't know better. Nobody else knows better for her sake, but her one. Let her repeat a year. So I would have graduated high school at 16 years old if he hadn't done that.
She still graduated at 17. Jeez.
Yeah. So I think if that was part of it too, I was so young, and then, after I moved to Boston, new place and being young, maybe all of that.
Yeah, new country, everything. Holy cow. See, I just learned something new about you.
There you go.
I was so painfully shy that, and I still have those tendencies, but my mom would make me call to order pizza, and I'd be like, "You need pizza?"
That's so funny.
Super painful. I did not like I still don't like doing it. I always make Kelly do it. Now we of course have apps that do it, but if you
does he do it in the accent ever?
You would be so mad at me for saying that.
Can you edit this?
The accent she's referring to is my husband does a perfect Indian accent, and it's perfect. It's perfect. So like my mom thinks that he's the bee's knees, and I can't even remember how it got started, but they were talking about religion, and I think he got a little bit uncomfortable about the whole religious talk, and so he started talking in the Indian accent, and it was probably one of the funniest moments of my entire married life.
A visual. I think we need a visual of that, and maybe on a.
I'll see if I can get it on video for you. All right, so we were talking about books before we started recording. not to help you cheat on this answer, but we were talking about, writing blog posts about best books and how to choose them and what people like and what they respond to and all those kinds of things. So what is the best book you've read in the last 6 months?
I haven't had a chance to read a lot lately, but
look, I've got you changing
recommendation.
Oh yeah.
So I'm kind of halfway done that. And then before that, I think I mentioned in my written Inquisition that I just finished reading Jonah Berger's Contagious.
Oh yeah, I've got that back there.
Oh nice, yeah. And then I was listening to Amy Poehler's book, which I finished. Yep. And now it's time to listen to Serial, season 2.
I know, today.
Right.
Lubna slacked me this morning. She's like, season 2 is today. I'm like, crap, you should have waited until 6 o'clock tonight to gummy that.
I know. I should have read it at 6 o'clock tonight.
You know what we're going to do today?
Yay.
All right. I think my last question is, yes, where can people find you online?
I'm on Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter. I don't use Twitter that much, though. And I have a website, www.sociallyengaged.ca, which also I don't blog on very much because I'm so busy with you.
Because I have you chained to your desk 24/7.
Although I do get to sleep, unlike some people we know.
Yes, I'm still convinced she does not sleep. Seriously.
You know, they just introduced a Fitbit that has I saw something about a auto sleep tracker something. I was going to send it to her for Christmas maybe.
Well, I looked at them. They're $150 and it's probably worth the $150 just to see. But I don't think she'd turn it on. Like Laura doesn't keep hers on. So I don't think, but although I've shared a hotel room with Laura, she does sleep. Not well, but she does sleep.
Yeah, she's another one who's up at all odd hours and slacking away, yeah.
Well, you should talk. You slacked me at 6 o'clock this morning.
Yeah, but I think Laura slacked me first, maybe.
All right. Thank you. So good to see your face. I mean, I get to see
you again soon.
All right. I'm going to stop our recording.